My name is Doris and I am Little Bird Products. Welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome if you're new here. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. It does help the channel. What I want to talk about today is what I've been making this week. And I'm calling them the Bloomin' Bloomers. They're like this set back here. They're from a Tina Givens pattern, actually a couple of Tina Givens patterns. I like making the Zelda slip dress and the bloomers. And there's the Elope bloomers and a top. But I like the Zelda slip dress the best. It's a little longer. This one is it's an Elope tunic. But the Zelda is a little longer and it curves up in the front and down on the side. And what I like about these patterns is, number one, they're easy to follow. And the bloomers are just one pattern piece. And you cut the pattern piece 4 times. It's the same pattern piece. And it's easy to sew together. You just sew the long side, straight side, the short straight side together. That makes one pant leg. And then you make the other pant leg the same way. You put the legs inside each other and sew around the crotch. And then I do it a little different. I like my waistband to be a little higher. So I either, when I cut the original pattern, if I have enough time and enough material, I'll cut it a little higher because I like the waistband to be a little different. And I like to put, normally I have some thin elastic. I like to put that through it and make it a drawstring tie. So the one size fits most. It'll fit up to a 3X. I cut the largest size of the pattern, which is a 3X, but it'll fit comfortably medium up to 3X because you can just gather that waistband. And bloomers are supposed to be comfortable and a little different. And then I cut the leg a little different too because I like to put lace on the bottom and ruffles. I believe in ruffles. And I have lots of lace and ruffles, and sometimes I'll do it with fabric if I have enough of the fabric, or I'll make my ruffles out of cotton eyelet lace, which I'll show you here. I'm going to do a little tutorial and show you how I cut and how I sew together the pattern, my pattern that's the favorite. And the Zelda slip dress is nice because it's just one pattern piece, and you cut 2 pieces of it. Normally you do it on the fold, but what I found with this pattern is that the bottom of the slip dress is a little wider. So normal cotton fabric isn't quite that wide. So if it has a specific pattern direction in it, you'll have to add pieces onto the side. But sheets make beautiful slip dresses, and they're very comfortable. I think they're really cute to wear in the summertime. You can wear them around, and they make nice lounging outfits in the evening, and you can wear them as pajamas at night too. So I like to use my cotton fabric for the bloomers, and then if I have a sheet that goes with it, then what I'll do is take some of the bloomer fabric and use that for the ruffle around the bottom and use a sheet for the slip dress. So you can make them out of inexpensive material. You know, I prefer 100% cotton sheets, but I know another lady that's a part of my Refashion Rebels group that makes hers out of microfiber sheets, and that's nice because they don't wrinkle and they're very soft. Microfiber for me is a little too warm in the summertime, so I like the 100% cotton, and I like lightweight cotton. So I'm going to, I keep saying so, that should be SEW instead of SO. In the rest of this video, I will film myself cutting, sewing, and putting together the bloomers and the slip dress, and I'll show you how to do the ruffles and some other material that I've just gotten from Amazon it's a table runner, a lacy table runner that makes beautiful ruffles. And that was just about perfect. I'm so happy that my Refashion Rebel peep talked about that in one of her videos. Anyway, it's a very, very easy make. I would say it's, pretty much a beginner tutorial, and I think you'll enjoy it. Have fun. Stick with me till the end. So I have had a fun week. I'm going to make more of these bloomers and slip dresses and sell them as sets in my Etsy shop. So watch for those to come too. Thank you for joining me. Stay till the end. Have some fun. Watch me dancing in my bloomers.
With this Elope pant is when I cut them, this Elope has a separate attachment that goes on the bottom of the leg, and the way that it's made, the way they suggest you make it, is you cut this piece separate. You cut 4 of these just like you cut 4 pant legs. But see all these lines? Those are for the different sizes. What they do is they have a dart in each one of these. So it's a dart on the outside of the one leg and on the inside of the same leg. But what I did, because that it gives it kind of a lantern shape at the bottom, because I want to do ruffles at the bottom of mine, but I still wanted to retain this length. What I did is I went ahead and laid this pattern piece over it, and when I cut just one piece of the pant leg that includes this length, because I did want it to come in slightly, because I wanted it to be not quite so wide at the bottom of my pant leg. But I decided I don't really want to put these darts there, because I am going to make it more straight. It'll be a little bit curved, but more straight to put my ruffle on the bottom. So that is one way that I have deviated from this pattern. I've made this pattern several times for myself, where I did make this lantern shape and then did that, and it was okay. I liked it, but I prefer my method, where I just put the ruffle on the bottom like that. So I'll bring you back after I put these together, and I will take a shot of before I put the final together, because here I have them all stitched, and what I'm going to do is turn this one right side out, and then I'll stick it inside this leg so the right sides are together, and then sew around the crotch. And I'll bring that back and show you. And this is the pattern where it's the same one pattern piece, but you cut it out 4 times, and I've laid it out here because the next step with this is to take it and sew it together. So, one leg and then the other leg, and you sew the long straight edge together, right sides facing, and then you come over and the inner leg, you sew this together, the short side, right? And that leaves the crotch open. And then you take one leg and you turn it right side out, and you put it inside this one. So it's right side to right side, and then you'll sew the crotch together, which is really kind of nice. So you'd be sewing the crotch like this around with the other piece. And then that leaves me the waistband to do. And that's all there really is. To making a pair of bloomers using this pattern. And then I have my pocket kind of laid out from some of the pieces that were left over, and I have 2 pockets here. I've kind of shaped them, and then what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to put a little piece of elastic and gather the top. That is going to go on the tunic, which is over there. It's a Zelda tunic that's a little longer than the Elope that I made before, and it already has a ruffle on the bottom of it, and I'm going to put the pockets on that. And then I will stitch that all together and put the elastic waistband in here. And I'm going to have, I think on this waistband, make it just a narrow piece of elastic, and I like that because you can pull it and adjust it for what you're going to be and how you're going to have it. And then I will put the ruffles at the bottom of these bloomers. And what I did here is I already kind of extended the length of these, so they will need only one ruffle to make the length that I want. And I may end up doing another little white lace ruffle over the top of it, but I'll show you what I decide when I come back with that. The leg of the bloomers. These are the Zelda bloomers, and here's the one long seam on one of the legs, and here's the short seam on one of the legs. So I have my other leg over there. I'm going to sew these, and then I'm going to come back together with the 2 legs and turn that one right side out and put the right sides together. Stick the other leg inside of this, and then I will show you when I come back how I then stitch the crotch line. So you'll see how easy these are. With the right sides together, and I have, this is the crotch seam. I have it clipped because I don't use pins, I clip it. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine. I'm going to sew around the crotch seam, and then I'll turn it right side out, and you'll see how I have both pant legs put together, and then I'll be ready to do the waist and the ruffles on the hem, and then the seams sewn together. And what I tried them on and see how they're a little longer, which I like, and it still gives me enough room to put the ruffle and have it not hitting the floor, but having it be a long, I'd say it's their ankle length pants. But because of the way the waist fits on me, and I have a little tummy, and because there's no back or front to this pants, it's the same. When I tried them on, you know how, because it has to go over my hind end in the back waist wants to come down a little bit. And I like to have it not drop crotch, but have it comfortably low in the crotch. And I know it's about 20 inches for the inseam and kind of 30 inches for the outside, but that's without having anything rolled down. So I'm thinking that I will put a waistband on these, and then what I'll do is I will have that waistband so that there's an opening in the front of it, the center front of it, so I can put my elastic through it and use it as a drawstring, and then have it tie in the front so you can loosen or tighten that elastic to make the waist fit how you want it. And it also will give me that little bit more, a couple of inches at the top to let it be a little lower in the crotch, because I don't like to have things that you have what I think you call it a camel toe when the crotch wants to come up. And that's the way this is. The next time I cut this pattern out, I think I will add 2 more inches up at the top so that I can just fold it over. But I do like them, and I like this length with adding that piece on the bottom of the leg. So I will probably make these like that again, and look how they match pretty good across the front. That was, unintentional on my part. So I'm almost finished with these. I do have these with the lace on. This is going to be my own personal piece because they're made, because I had a little patchwork, and my friend came over. She says, "Oh, those are maternity pants." It's like, no, that's because I didn't have enough of that material, and so I had to put a little bit of different material in there. So this was more my try on and try to figure out how I'm going to do it pair of pants. So I'm going to put the waistband on this, pull the elastic through, and then put those on, put the ruffle on the bottom, and put them on with the top and film that and show you what it looks like.